about you all, but I'm excited. I'm so excited to have this opportunity to sit and chat with none other than Pastor Donk from the ATL. And y'all, my number one fan, Boosie. Come on, y'all. Let's go there. Hey, again, I just shared with him in the back how much I appreciate his heart and to be a dynamic man of God as he is. We just was talking, you know, it's been like 2 years I've been really just watching this man's heart. This dude just so dope, loving. I mean, have nothing but mad love for people. And to see the hand of God on his life is just incredible. And so today we're just going to have a good time. We're going to chop it up. We're just going to flow. We don't have none whatsoever program. We just going to flow. Then we're going to give you all a chance to, some of you a chance to do some question and answer. But what I really want you to do is take away, I want your takeaway to be this. First of all, let your takeaway be that you have an expectation from this moment. This is a God moment. This is not a normal thing. God did all of this right here. God did this, all of this. A couple of months ago, I was sharing my heart with Pastor Donk about how much I love this guy. I love his heart, and I follow him all the time. My number one, it's jingling in my ears. I remember I was watching you one time, Boosie, on your platform, and how you was with your love for your son, one of your sons. You was just telling, hey, just let your daddy know where you are. Man, that thing took my heart right there. I'm like, that's a real man of God. And so today what we're going to do is talk about it, because I believe most people don't understand many times the scars of another man can help heal the wounds of a person right now. And so what we're going to do is we just going to chop it up. I asked him to come. We spoke on Christmas Day. He said he was willing to come. Matter of fact, that was my Christmas gift from Donk. You know, Pastor Donk gave me a Christmas gift. I was able to talk to you. And so we want you to sit back and just open your heart up. Hey, listen, there's a message that's going to be spoken that's going to change your life. Something's going to be said that's going to reach you. It's going to pull you back in. You may say, hey, I don't need to be pulled back in, Bishop. That's not true. All of us are just a meter away from slipping. No, if I quit praying, if I quit trusting God, I'm going back to the streets. The only thing I have is God and his word. That's the catalyst that keeps me going. And so God has opened the door that we can just chop it up. You have an expectation to hear what you need to hear. But not only just hear it and talk about it, but apply it to your life. Nothing's any good if there's not an application. You can believe for everything, but if you don't apply whatever you need to apply, it's not going to be any good to you. And so what I want you to do is open your heart, set yourself, have a mindset today that I'm going to shift. I'm going to change. Things are not going to be the same when I leave this place. There's enough power sitting on this stage that as we have already come together in agreement for what's going to happen, that's going to change your life. How many of y'all believe that? Come on, love on me if y'all believe that. Come on, love on me if y'all believe that. Well, I'm ready to get into it. You know, again, hey, Boosie, again, man, thank you so very much for coming hanging out with us, being on this talk with us today. I just want to talk about a few things. All I want to talk about is mental health, gun violence, family, and then let's talk a little bit about just the entertainment part of life, because there is a life where God doesn't mind us having joy. And so before we get started, before I go any further, ask you any questions, just kind of just open up, tell us what's in your heart, what's going on.
Well, I basically come here today to I see they got a lot of younger kids in here. You know, some of them might look up to me, and I just won't let them know that God gave me all this. Like, you know, a lot of people know my story, man. I've been through it all, bro. Man. I mean, shot, on death row, And every time, God brought me through everything.
Come on.
Yes. Come on. Yes. Come on.
And,
Yes.
you know, a lot of people be thinking it's luck or stuff like that, but it wasn't. Like, I lost a lot of friends to gun violence. I probably done lost 15 friends to gun violence. And every time God brought me through, bro. I mean, in the car, and the whole car shot up 2-3 times and wasn't even grazed with a bullet.
Wow.
You know, so for all the youngsters, you gotta trust in God. You know, and I always tell when I go talk to people about God, because the world today, a lot of these kids don't even know God. Like, a lot of them. So I always tell them that, because everything I wanted, I asked God for.
Wow.
You know, we got to stop trying to put all this pressure on ourselves and stress ourselves out. I used to just ask God for it. I asked God for me to come home. I asked God for me a mansion. I asked God for it, and He gave it to me.
Yeah.
So that's what I want me coming here today to reflect on these young kids, to talk to God.
Yeah.
And,
So you grew up in church.
yeah, my grandpa was a preacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. My grandpa was a preacher. We went to church every Sunday, Bible study on Tuesday, and choir on Thursday. So I got a praying family, bro. Like, my family, I got a praying family. Like, we was raised in the Word, and that's probably why you see me on social media speaking on certain stuff that I don't agree with.
Right.
Because I'm a Southern Baptist, you know, and that kind of lead me to a lot of things that I worship, you know.
Yeah, that's why I love your heart, man, because I like how you stand on business. Because we, you know, I'm not saying it, I'm saying it sincerely, man. If somebody don't, man, this next generation behind us ain't gonna make it. And so that's the love I have listening to you and listening to your heart. But let me throw this out, and then you and Pastor Donk, y'all speak on it. We see now that young folk are struggling mentally with this mental health.
Yeah.
Now, I believe all of us at some point we got that what they call PTSD thing somewhere down the line. We done been through so much. We gonna trip. How do you handle it if you've ever had to deal with your mental health?
Right now I'm in anger management. I've been in anger management for the last couple years. But mostly I just pray.
Wow.
I just pray, man, and ask God to, you know, because when I stopped smoking weed like 9 months ago, I was having real bad dreams. Like, every time I went to sleep, bro, I was having nightmares. I was getting ate by alligators, falling off the building. It was just crazy. So I just asked God to, man, help me and take these withdrawals off me.
Yeah.
And I basically just turned to God and asked God to help me, you know, and they just got to going away.
It's real.
Yeah. Like, if you really in the trenches and you really in the hood, you see a lot of stuff.
That's right.
You know, if people have PTSD coming from war and they lost 2 people.
Right.
I just told you I lost 15 friends. So a lot of people don't know the PSD we got growing up in the trenches.
Right.
Losing family members, friends, people betraying you.
Come on.
People after everything you got, police betray. It's just a lot of kids in the hood got PSD and they don't even know they got it.
That's it.
You know.
Speak to that, Pastor.
So, it ain't turning on. Check, test. So, what's up, y'all? Man, y'all sleep? Y'all up in here? What's up, y'all? Come on, man. We came a long ways for this. Listen, we ain't about to sit here and act like we ain't happy to be up here. We came a long ways to be here. And when I say a long ways, meaning we done been through some stuff to be here. And this is why it's so great for us being here, because I feel without a doubt we got the cure to some of y'all questions and answers.
Yeah.
And anybody came here to receive, like any real ones in here, like you came here to receive something. Let me see what my real people at. Any real ones came here, you came here to receive something today? So listen, y'all, this is why this is real important, because trauma is real.
Yeah.
Like he just mentioned it, man, like trauma is real. And listen, your foundation has to be God. Let's get this understood. Like we're here because God. Like your foundation has to be God. But God also blessed people to be a blessing to you.
Yeah.
It's okay to get help. Like it's okay to go to therapy after God. Right. It's okay to have a mentor. Like when we was growing up, mentors was taboo to us because we felt like, man, we ain't about to tell nobody all our business. Mentor? What? But it's okay to have somebody. You got to have somebody that covers you. What that is there's somebody that God done blessed that done been through what you done been through and got the answers to help you out. That's all that is. And so if you're struggling, get help. That don't make you weak. The world would tell you, hey, that's weak. But man, when I tell you, just even hearing Boosie, like y'all see what he go through online and stuff, and he's saying like, hey, no, I'm in anger management. Why? Because I need somebody to help me deal with my anger. Right. If I don't get the help, I may do something. I'm a second away from doing something wrong.
Yep.
So if you in schools, I know who have problems in schools, who don't like school. It's very important to get the help that you need. And the thing about it is, you know who is the help for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, Boosie have raised a lot of our generation. Right. He's literally been the go-to. You know what I'm saying? Because what he's rapping about is what we lived out. So for him to sit here and say like, hey, listen, I even go to anger management. I think somebody need to grab that and say, you know what? Let me seek the help that I need to help my mental.
That's what's
so
up.
That's what I get.
I love it. Let's speak on that a little bit more. Like Boosie, he was talking about he go to anger management, and then would you say a lot of your rap is more like a release valve? I'm not saying all, but sometimes your rap can be that pressure release so you can be heard based on what's going on in your heart?
Right, like all my albums be based on what's going on in my life.
Wow.
Like I can't go in the studio and make my music off my emotions. I can't go in the studio mad at somebody and make a club song.
Come on.
If I want to make a club song, I got to be hype at that moment.
Right.
That's why my music didn't last so long, because it's real.
Right. Got it.
That's what make my music keep going, because it's real. My last album was going through some things.
Right.
And basically I'm telling what all I'm going through. You know, so music is like it's my life.
Yeah.
I'm just speaking what's going on in my life, and that helps me get peace.
Man, that's good.
When I get stuff off my chest, that helps me get peace.
Yeah. So you write your stuff.
Oh, I write all my stuff. I ain't got no ghostwriters. I don't do all that.
Yeah. Come on, y'all need to give that up. Y'all need to give it up, because now, I want to get on stage with you and do a little rap, but I don't. No. But when I was going through writing, it wasn't music, but the way I could get it out, because I could not express myself. I probably had needed to go to anger management then too, but they, we ain't had that kind of money like that. But I used to write a lot. And I would write out my problems because I was fearful of letting anybody know what I was going through. And so if I'm hearing you proper, it's good for young folk to just start writing it out and then trusting God to find someone they can release they can release that information to that's in their heart. Am I hearing you right?
Yeah, because I went to anger management because I found myself getting angry too much. So when I went got help, these last couple of years, I'm less angry, you know, because God said a man with riches and anger is a fool.
That's right. That's right.
So
I told you I was going to get that scripture from him today, Donk. He laid it out for me. My man, y'all give it up. Y'all come on. No, I've been working on this for about an hour and a half. Yeah, I got it. Okay, let's get back. Go ahead. We having fun.
So, and I realized while I was getting angry, I was putting too much expectations for people.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Yeah, I was people who wasn't even supposed to be in those positions. I was giving them a praise that never earned that with me.
Oh.
And then when they crossed me, I'd be mad, but it was me giving them the chance to cross me and to hurt me. So that was the main point of my anger. My expectations was too high for people.
Yeah, okay.
My expectations, I wanted everybody to be like me. I wanted everybody to have my heart. I wanted everybody to have my loyalty.
Yeah.
And that made me angry when they crossed me, but I had to take the blame for myself because I put people in these positions when they never showed me that they was allowed to be in these positions.
Man, how many of y'all wave at me if you understand what he's talking about? Wave at me if you've done that yourself. You might have some people right now in your space that don't belong there. Now don't leave here today and do anything crazy and hey, you gotta, my grandmama say when you got your hand in the lion's mouth, you got to ease it out. Don't do anything crazy. But how many of you can testify, wait a minute, I think I got too many people in my space that don't supposed to be in there, and I'm giving them an expectation they can't even fulfill. Yeah, I feel I got it. So in this, because I'm gonna stick with this mental health thing because I really believe right now that's the challenge with our young people. I really believe that our young people have seen too much, and all it takes is one little spark that can ignite an atomic bomb in their life to cause them to do things that we know, especially as parents. You're a parent. I'm a parent. Pastor Dunk's a parent. We never taught our kids. You follow what I'm saying? So in this crisis, what I call it a crisis with mental health, I get you got too many people in your space that don't belong there. My question to you would be, what was your move on releasing those people out of your life?
I just separated myself from, some people you gotta let go.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. I mean, when I was hanging around all my childhood friends who was, street real, all us from the trenches.
Right.
I stayed in trouble.
Right.
I mean, and half the time it wasn't my trouble. Like, all my cars that got wrecked, I never wrecked not one of them.
What? Oh, that's good, man.
I went to jail fighting for my life for something somebody said I did. A friend. When I got to Atlanta and I got to start dealing with powerful black people, and
yeah,
I've been arrested one time in 10 years. In Louisiana, I got arrested 46 times.
Come on.
46 arrests, bro. So that tell you it's the company you keep.
Yeah. Y'all get that. Get that.
It's the company you keep. I mean, if they ain't on the same stuff you on, you could be brought down, bro. You could be brought down by the people you love, but they ain't on the same stuff you on. Once you get to a certain level, if they ain't trying to separate that lifestyle, you gotta pull away.
Got it.
You so still got love for them.
Yeah. So they come at you like you thought you was more than them. They come at. How did they come?
I just moved to another state. It's different when people can come by your house and knock on your door. Nah, you can't do that no more. I mean, so I basically, you say, ease my hand out the line mouth.
Yeah.
you know, I had to. When I go down there, I mean, we'll kick it when I go for my Boosie bash or whatever. But as far as every day, nah, bro, because you know everybody got a gun. Everybody is it just easy to get in trouble.
Right. What's up with this gun thing, man?
I mean, I guess it's a fashion now, bro. You know, I always had it for my protection. And always been fearful having it because of my protection.
Right.
You know, I'm fighting a charge right now because I just, you know, I get fearful at times. You know, you know, I've been
We
shot.
call it counseling in Jesus' name.
Yeah.
I just
Name. Yes.
where my people at? I'm looking at my people now. Where my people at? Yeah, okay. We do. That's what we do. But yeah, so I'm kind of thinking it's the same thing. It's a fad, and man, it's amazing how you and I think. Because I think consider my protection because you know what I say, how I live, what people think.
Right.
You understand? They don't know me, but at the same time, I fear also because I don't even want to have to mess with it.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
And I feel like it's like a fan because most people who got little kids who got guns, they barely never shot a gun.
Right.
They don't really know how to shoot a gun. I mean, so we just at a point where we gotta, you know, every month I go talk to kids. I go talk to the juvenile facilities.
Okay.
And I try to reach them, man, because you know, in my story, reach a lot of them.
Right.
But a lot of them, bro, it just come from broken households. You know, us black daddies gotta do more too, bro.
I hear you. That's what's up there. Real talk.
Because most of the people I go talk to in juvenile facilities, I ain't got no daddy. You know,
Yeah.
I lost my dad at 13, so I know they pain. Once I lost my daddy, nobody could tell me nothing.
Yep.
So I get on my boys all the time, like black daddies gotta try to stay in their kids' life, bro. Because I mean, a woman can raise a child, but that daddy is special, bro. Like
That's how God ordered it, man.
yeah.
We can say what we want to say. That's how God ordered it.
That-
Speak to
that-
that. Speak to that.
So I like how we passing the mic.
Yeah,
too.
yes,
I
yeah.
like
That's we might do that tonight.
that. No, we not. So I think, and listen, y'all, because I don't want this to go over y'all head.
Yeah.
Let's just be real. In today's time, we're some of the ones of today's time that then literally can sit here and say that we have beat the game. When I say in real life, we have beat the game. We grew up seeing, we ain't coming here to sugarcoat it. We grew up seeing murders. Like we grew up having guns at a young age. At 15, I was sentenced to life plus 90 years in prison. We're not telling you like we don't understand what's going on, but we're here for the purpose of hoping you can hear something that we saying and be like, hold up, man, I'm tripped if I get a gun. You don't need to hang with nobody that got a gun. All it takes is one incident for your life to be gone. This how real this is. You ain't got to do nothing. So when he mentioned the fad part of it, what he's saying is it's a fake thing that's going on right now. Because all the people that we used to hang with, the reason why we had to leave from them because their vision wasn't big enough.
Wow. Say that again.
Their vision wasn't big enough. If he stayed where he was, he wouldn't be who he is today. If I stayed where I was, I wouldn't be who I am and where I am today.
So y'all grew up together out there moving together.
Yeah, South Baton Rouge.
There we go.
South Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Man. So you all had a vision to move forward.
I mean, we was lost at first. Don't get me wrong.
Ain't no with no vision.
We was lost at first. I saw him get shot when he was 9 years old.
You got shot when you was 9.
Yeah, and he by my other cousin. And he stayed in the hospital 2 years. He almost died. Like, we've been through it, bro. I mean,
Go ahead, Doug. I apologize, Pastor.
So
Doug.
so we sharing it because we grew up like we had no vision. But we're here because you can make it. Let's get this understood. Like, I don't care what the odds is against you. Like, we grew up with mental health issues with no help. We grew up seeing bodies at a young age. We grew up seeing everything. But one of the things that, and this is why age don't matter, y'all. You got to be around somebody with determination. I was the gangster. He was the hustler. Okay. Like, this is how it was. Like, I was the worst one. He was the hustler, though. But his determination to make it caused me to see, like, no, I got to stop doing this because what he doing, what he's saying, what I'm doing is wrong. I'm thinking being a gangster was the way to go. But his hustle showed me, like, you know what, there's a better way. So I'm sharing that because you got to watch who you hanging around.
Yeah.
You got to watch who you hang around. So, man, we grew up together in the same house, sisters, kids. We just chose the street.
Got it.
And God had gave him a gift with words.
Yeah.
Like, God gave him a gift on how to rap.
Yeah.
Like he's literally the best rapper in the world.
I believe that. Yeah.
Like, hands down.
Yeah.
Like, we can have a conversation, and I'm not just saying this because his music, he speaks through his music. So,
yeah.
Like, we can have a conversation a year from now. A year from now, he'll make a song about something we talked about, and I ain't think he was listening. But he don't forget nothing. Like, it's a gift.
Wow.
So, man, yeah, so here we are.
So, okay. We already know you all are men of God. God's got you moving in a certain way. How did you move into the rap industry? You know, it's almost like you shifting from being around a praying family. How did you move into the rap industry?
I basically was the best rapper in my project. So I used to rap so I wouldn't go inside.
He's so smooth. He said, basically, I was the best rapper in the project. He just did that real smooth. That dude is so. Go ahead. I apologize.
And first, I just used to rap so I wouldn't go inside. Cause my older cousins, he was in jail at this time, and my older cousins, you know, they street dudes too, and they would show me off rapping to their girls. So I ain't used to like to go inside early. So if I rapped all night, they'll keep me outside. So I just would rap, and I knew that would keep me outside. So that's how I started getting better and better. Always, you know, I'm from the trenches, so the rappers always attracted me. I always had a vision of being a rapper. Basketball was my first love.
Okay.
But even when I played basketball, I just love to rap. Everywhere we go, I rap. And I had just got to a point where couldn't nobody out-rap me where I'm from. Yeah. And my other cousin, Bronson, he a street dude too. He took me to C-Loc Records, and I met a guy named Frog, and they gave me a chance. And
that's history.
Yeah.
That is history. Now, let me ask this question. What kind of impact you believe your music make on people?
I mean, I raise people, especially kids who ain't had no daddy. A lot of people don't give me my flowers, but if you from where I'm from, like, Boosie raised you, even women. I taught people through my music, you know, and that's why people love me so much, because they don't just love a song from me. It's like I taught them. Like my other rap friends, they be like, I see they fans come up to them like, I love your song, I like your song. But my fans come up to me and say, Boosie, you raised me. Yeah. You know, I learned from you. You know, I feel like my music make people feel like I grew up with them.
Wow.
And that's a difference. You know, that's why I'm still successful. The real don't die.
That's why you got me.
The real ain't
Look
going.
here, I'm one of your fans. I'm just telling you right now because I feel it. I feel your heart, and I feel the genuineness. I don't feel like you just out there trying to put something together. I can tell it's real. That's good stuff. Y'all, let's give it up for Pastor Duncan Boots. Come on. Hey, let's do this. Let's do this because he has some other things he has to do later on. He don't mind answering some questions, and so we got some mics in the aisle. We're not going 1,000 people, we won't have time for 1,000, but you know, you just got to be quick on your feet. If there was something you wanted to say to either Boosie or Pastor Donk, you want to ask a question, why don't you quickly, let's jump up, let's make that happen real quick. Come on, let's do it real quick. Okay, and now let me say this. Let me tell you how we do it here at The Truth. I do have to kind of do a housekeeping thing. We don't put nobody down. We don't say none of that kind of stuff. We just want to ask a question for information to help every ear that's here. Now, because I'm the senior pastor of the church, if it goes left, then I'm going to handle it. But let's respect. You ask questions. Let's ask questions with the intention that people can grow and learn. Is that good? Oh, y'all agree with me on that one? Good. Okay, come on. Come on, ma'am.
Hello, how you doing today? And appreciate you being here because I'm an activist and work with children and music artists as well. And I'm also wearing a necklace from my bonus son who was murdered during gun violence in the state. So my question is, I have a business where I work with independent artists, okay? I explained to them that your message is powerful. And you just said your message was powerful. So what would you tell an artist as far as their delivery on what they're saying and how it affects other people would be a better way to tell their story, so to speak?
I basically tell even my artists, like, if you never been and seen none of that, you don't need to rap about it.
That's good stuff.
And you need to tell them that documented women buy 67 to 70% of the music now. So if you rapping all that gangster stuff, it's only 30% men buying the music. And half of them ain't street dudes. So you rapping to a small bubble. Everybody who winning rapping to the women. So and then it brings ops. You don't have to be living like that or nothing, but when you go to rapping that, the people who really living like that, they gonna try you.
It's good stuff.
So everybody be saying like, oh, they hating on me. You made them hate on you.
Exactly.
It's good.
So if you know that kid not like that, you need to tell him, don't be rapping about that.
I say that all the time. You like
You be telling them that?
You can't say you're riding down the street in a Maybach when I seen you on a bike with a flip.
Right.
That's good.
I love it. That's good. Come on, sis. Oh, come on, sis.
Boosie, last year you had a
Turn the mics up. Not on people. Go ahead.
yeah. Last year, it was a big deal with your mom picking your brother, and y'all had some issues. And since then, you guys have mended your bond.
Right.
What can you say to the youth that are having issues with their parents?
Oh, that's good,
How do
baby.
you get over whatever wrong that you think have happened, and how do you forgive them and move on and go back to the way you're supposed to be?
Well, this just happened. We just came over this Christmas. Don't call me. He said God had to talk to him, and he wanted to talk to me, and he say, man, you gotta forgive her. He say, honor thy mother and father. I start crying on the phone. I just broke down, and That's my mama. I mean, that's my mama.
But I'm very happy to see that y'all back.
Yeah,
So we got on the phone. She came down here. She came to Atlanta, and we had a great time, bro. And then we got past it. I mean, we got past it. You know.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Y'all give it up. I was following that too,
And
man.
let me add. 'Cause
Go ahead.
I really feel as though this is special for this room. It's very important.
Go for it.
Honoring thy mother and thy father. Listen to me. So your days can be long and blessed.
Yeah.
Like, this is very important, because think about this. Who can honestly say that they got a parent? Now, if your parent in here, just look straight. You know what? You can look at me. But your parent be hollering all the time. They tell you to do something. All right, well, listen. I got a quick second. Listen. This for my youth in here. My mama used to do something like this. I'm going to see if y'all can feel me. Like, you could be playing, any gamers in here, like, you play the game or something, or you be on YouTube or something. And they call you. My mom used to be like, Trell, like they be hollering loud, right? So I'm one of them speakers to where when I speak, I say right, you go say right? Right. So like I'm up there playing the game. She like, Trell. I'm like, man, she don't know that I'm online because Mom old school. You can't stop because it go mess up your record, right? You know, see, like, and so listen, man, but when they say, Trell, come here now, you be like, hold on, boom, 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 boom. You come down there, you be like, huh? And she say, hand me the remote. Oh my God. But this is the thing though. This is what I want y'all to know. It's like doing chores. If I knock on your door right now, don't, and you go look through the peephole, and you be like, oh, that Donk came through, and I open the door. I be like, what's up? You like, what up? I be like, hey, I came so you could put the trash out. And you like, oh, bet, Donk, I got that. Boom. You go put the trash out for me. Listen, you don't get blessed for doing it for Donk. The blessing coming from you honoring your mother and your father.
That's good, Pastor.
So your days
Donk,
can be
that's
long.
good. That's good.
So the reason why you got to win that, the reason why I'm calling, because your heart got to be clear, because all you got to do is turn it around, the opposite.
Yeah.
If you don't be obedient to them, your days will be cursed and cut
Come on.
short.
That's what's up.
So honor your mother. So sometimes it be hard. It was hard for him. But when I tell you, man, he passed the test, and listen, boy, we had an amazing time for Christmas.
I love it.
So take that, please take that information. Take that nugget. So great question.
Okay, sis.
How y'all doing?
We great.
I just want to thank y'all for being here and driving the long way. Glad y'all made it safe. My purpose for being here was the mental health part
Okay.
of it. I struggle with mental health myself, and then my daughter, she's 14. She's kind of shy, but she's been dealing with mental health. We go to therapy, family therapy. But my question is, if you could say anything to a child who's struggling with maybe wanting to end their life, what would you say? Because that's what she struggled with.
I would tell her talk to God. I would tell her bring God in her life and talk to God and or talk to somebody.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of kids be holding a lot of stuff in because they ain't got nobody they trust to talk to.
Right.
So,
Like,
and it's sometimes it be the closest person who they smile with. You know, it might not be mama.
it's not. It's her father, actually. She's actually living with her father right now. He supports her quite a bit. So he's actually a juvenile diabetic and a Scorpio like yourself.
Yeah.
So.
And you gotta pray too. You gotta pray.
I do every day, because it bothers me. It
Yeah.
hurts me that she's going through that, and I just want her to get help, and
Yep. Let me tell you. My mother, I don't know if she's here or not. She's okay. My mother gave me over to my grandmother when I was a kid. I thought I was. I know I had not done anything wrong in my own eyes.
right.
As a result of that, the anger situation, street stuff, and I was I was an alcoholic at the age of 12. I was going to elementary school and drinking a half a pint of vodka before I would get to school.
Yeah.
I was chewing tobacco and trying to keep a high because I was suicidal from the age of 9 on. I got saved, gave my life to Christ, and I became vulnerable to voices that I thought had my best interests at heart.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget that day God spoke to me and said that I could talk to my mother, which was deep down inside was the corporate to my situation. And when my mother sat down, we sat down in her driveway in her house, and my mother told me what she had gone through. That 30-minute plus conversation changed my whole perspective. Sometimes get your daughter, if she feels that it's father or someone, then be that arbitrator to have a conversation. Because many times people who are dealing with depression or mental health, it's based on speculation. It's never based on fact.
Yeah.
And so let's get the speculation out of the way and bring the fact to surface. And it helps from a natural perspective. Again, just like Boo said, you want to get someone who can help you stay connected to God. You want to find your spiritual leader, mentor, and go from there.
She's beautiful. I mean, I tell her that all the time. You're a beautiful young lady, and you have a whole life ahead of you. Like, wanting to end your life because I'm the type of mom who says, come here and get that remote.
But what you're telling her, is what you see.
Right, yeah.
What I'm saying is you have to, there's another person that, it's like back in the day when I was strung out on drugs, people would tell me I needed to change. If I could do it, I wouldn't be in the condition I'm in. So it's not about what you see. It's about how you go in and talk to that other person, because there is it's like another person walking around in their mind. And but if you will, I would be more than glad to talk with you before we leave, or talk with.
I would love that.
Don't you go anywhere after the day. I'll stay all night long, because I understand it.
I know when I met Boosie,
Mm-hmm.
I met him 2022, and I've seen him a couple other times since.
Yep.
2023 as
Yep.
well. Like, been to his house. I love that man.
Hey,
that man is awesome.
he's
And
God
he
man.
changed my life.
Yeah.
So I just was like, if my daughter could have the opportunity just to speak to you, to meet you, like, I know you could do the same for her. Because when you say your fans say that you raised them, sir, you raised me. I've been listening to you since I was a teenager.
Yeah. Where she at? Tell her come get her hug.
Tell her come get some love. Tell her come up right now and
here.
get some love. She's shy, but tell her come on get some love.
Get some love.
Yeah.
This is what
Come
we
on, baby.
came down here for.
Y'all help her out. Come on, bring her. Tell her come on up. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. Y'all come on, y'all. Yeah. She is. Precious. What's your name? Victor. Precious, baby. My goodness.
Victoria?
Yeah, Victoria.
That's my grandmother's name.
Yeah. That's what's up. Y'all give it up for Victoria. Come on, let's do this quick.
How y'all doing? I just had some words about the Stop the Violence movement.
Mm-hmm.
And like, how do you guys feel about like put the gloves up, like put the guns down, like like as like boxing, like the boxing community?
People can't take losses these days.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't feel you should fight. I don't feel you should do none of that, because people can't take, with social media, people can't take a black eye on social media.
Right.
That gonna make them go get a gun for real.
Yeah. Yep.
It used to be back in the days, you get beat up, it's all gravy.
Yeah.
Now it's social media.
Yeah.
Everybody gonna see that black eye.
Yeah.
Now they want revenge, so I'm against that.
Yeah.
I'm against it, bro. That's my take on it, because people can't take no butt whooping.
You good?
People can't take no butt whooping. I'm telling you that right now.
You good?
Yeah, that's
good.
all I had to say.
Go ahead, bruh.
How y'all doing? I thank y'all
We-
for coming, man. I was waiting for this,
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, man.
Woo. Welcome to the Violent of a Maniac Street, But yeah, I want to ask you something. Let me hold this real quick. They kind of tall. But yeah, so I got a question. Hypothetically speaking, you know what I'm saying? What if you knew a guy, right? Who, probably your same situation, a lot of street guys or your family or, nothing but street dudes, dope dealers, went to prison and back. But you may know a guy, both parents are pastors, you know what I'm saying? And he may feel like, he may have to follow his older brother or his cousins because he see how successful they are being in the street. But you know what I'm saying, what you supposed to do, but at that moment, what you doing and what you was raised on, it may not work at the moment, and you got a specific talent that none other family members have like you. Like, they can go out there, they can sell this, they can go meet this person, they can go get this coupe, they can do that just like that. You know what I'm saying? They can go ahead and score 50 in a game, you know what I'm saying? All that.
Go ahead, Nip.
But maybe you might be the person who can, speak to somebody and like just on the beat, not even on the beat. You know what I'm saying? You can speak on something and say, all right, well, that's been my life right here. That's my life. Maybe it ain't yours, but your specific impact don't carry the weight like they want to do because the world basically feed off of what they so good at. Or it basically feed off of the street life because everybody else think.
So what's your question?
Mainly the question is like how would you have words of a young man who would try to do what he do, but maybe his impact ain't hitting as as strongly as the street do. You see what I'm saying? Like,
That's what I was telling you.
yeah.
You still rapping to a small bubble.
Right.
Most street dudes ain't got credit cards, bro.
Right.
So you rapping to a small bubble. I just told you 70% women buy music. Out of those men, that 30%, them 9-to-5 workers, college students. So you rapping to a small bubble.
Mm-hmm.
So why not rap? And you saying that your life is not like they life.
Right.
Most time, God ain't gonna bless you if you rapping some whole other life that's that you're not entitled with. You see what I'm saying? So if I was you, I wouldn't go that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're trying to rap, you trying to make money, right?
Yeah, trying to motivate, trying to uplift.
No, if you rapping, you trying to make money.
Well, yeah. Most importantly,
that's what it's about, to get out the hood.
Yeah, of course.
And the way to do that is, I think you should rap more about the women.
Right.
Because the street dudes, it's a small bubble, bro. And there's so much competition.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody won't rap about guns now and shit, doing all this stuff. So it's hell of a competition. It ain't that much competition with street dudes rapping about women.
Right.
So you had a better escalator than rapping about, and you gonna get what? Ops. You saying you not doing what these people doing, or your cousins or whatever, but now you finna get ops, bro. Because they're jealous of you if you make it and they didn't live that lifestyle, you haven't.
Right.
Now you become a target. What rapper you know in the game rap about women who got enemies? What rapper got ops? None of them.
That's it.
None of them.
Come on, baby.
That's good.
My name is Ryan. So I wanted to ask a question for Boosie. What advice would you give for somebody who struggles with like self-confidence and motivation when it comes to wanting to pursue like dreams and stuff like that? Especially like, a lot of us depend on like other motivation, like outsiders, like family and things like that. So what advice would you give for somebody who wants like their own like self-strive, if that makes sense? Like they don't need other people. They can just like motivate themselves.
With music or just life, period?
Oh, just like, okay, because my dream career is acting, so like that type of thing, but it's not rapping. So
Okay,
like,
I do movies. I'll put you in a movie. This might be your big day.
I love it.
So are you struggling with shyness?
No, not that. Basically, okay, so when it comes to like asking advice towards like family, they're like very negative about it because you know like the acting industry is very toxic. So they're always like, oh, you have to, you know, go against your morals and things like that. And I can't go to them for like that motivation to be like, do it, you got this. Like you can.
You gotta be your own motivation.
Like, yeah.
Because I had that same problem when I started rapping. My mama used to say, boy, you ain't gonna make it no damn rapping. Boy, you ain't gonna, boy, you don't. Boy. My grandmother, bless her soul today, Trell would tell you, she always believed in me. Yeah. Anybody who came to the house, she would say, you don't know my grandson? He live Boosie, he be rapping, he gonna be big time.
Yeah.
And she always, if you feel it, go for it. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
That's good. I love it. That's it.
Them telling you that might be the fire for you to get more confident.
That's it.
You know, they ain't trying to hurt you, but that might be your calling to say, I could do it. They don't think I could do it. I could do it. So I had a fire in me say, I'm gonna show mama. And one day it was her birthday, I brought her, I laced out, and she said, boy, you really gonna make it with this rap.
Go ahead, baby.
So my question is for anyone up on the stage. But as the children's ministry director here, I kind of reinforce what Bishop teaches us. And recently we've been discussing listening to the voices that the Lord has placed in your life. So my question for y'all is, what advice would you have for someone, you know, in those younger ages who might not be well versed in the spirit of discernment when trying to receive that message and or the messenger?
So I'll take that. And this is very important. It's very important. There's a thing called consecrated time. So you don't have to be a certain age, but you need to learn this now. You need to turn the radio off. There's a time to where you turn the radio off, you turn social media off, and I don't care if you do it 5 minutes a day, 2 minutes a day, and you talk to God. You learn the voice. There's an intimacy that has to be developed there. So you can know his voice over other voices that will try to speak the truth, because nowadays they're saying the truth is a lie and the lie is the truth. So you need to know what voice you're hearing to know like, this ain't, I can't do that. You need to know when you go to the movies and they try to put you in the middle of the seat and you knowing you don't supposed to sit here, that voice tell you call your mom. You need to be getting on that phone and call your mom. But if you don't know that voice of God, then you ain't gonna know it. And so practice make perfect. Practice hearing the voice. And then God is not some God to where he don't want you to hear, young people. This for not just young people, anybody. Right. He want you to know him. So all you gotta do is just say, hey God, because I be talking to him like this. God, I want to like talk to me. And just be quiet. It ain't deep. He like, you hear me now? Yeah, I hear you now, God. And you'll know it. So that's my answer to you. Practice hearing the voice of God. Once you learn that, man, you got the most powerful tool in the world.
That's it. Come on, bro.
All right, how y'all doing? I got a question for Boosie. All three of y'all can answer it. I'm a teacher. I work in middle school. I notice a lot of the young kids, especially the young boys, they don't really have respect for nobody.
Give it up for the teachers.
I appreciate that. Just action as a teacher. Like I know growing up listening to Boosie used to rap about how he respect his OGs, respect his grandmama, respect his mama. Like, what can be done to get the youth to learn how to respect people and just respect themselves? Like, what can we do to help them?
Wow, that's a great question. I was just talking to a leader, a community leader, and we're gonna have to get back to becoming a bridge to bringing the home back together. Many times, if we don't watch it, we'll go after the kid, and then the kid will see in us the love, but we got to go get that parent and be a bridge. See, a bridge is not just to walk across or ride across, but a bridge is a connector. And so as teachers, as leaders, we're going to have to, the love we have for the young people, we got to have the love for the entire family. And so one of my thought processes and ideas that I'm working with some people in the school district now is, let's bring that parent, let's bring that guardian and that kid together, but not because there's a school problem, but let's deal with what's in that kid's heart. And that's been a mission and a burden of mine, that if we can bring the parents and the kids together and not work against one another, but work with each other, I believe it's going to be the game changer. That's my position on it. Boosie,
I feel the same way, bro, because kids, all those kids who rebellious, that's how your mama once was, and that's how your daddy once was.
There you go.
We just grow as parents to try to teach them. But I see it in my sons. When they get to acting up sometimes, I be like, that was Lil Boosie.
Right.
They say the apple don't fall far from the tree. So I agree with you. We gotta get these families together. You know, cause even the women I done dated, I see their daughters in them.
Right. That's
you
right.
know, you see your children in the parents, so we just can't scold a child. It gotta be a whole.
Yeah, that's it.
It gotta be a whole. I agree with you on that. It gotta be. They might need meetings at these schools.
Yeah.
With parents coming in.
That's right.
And talking, because it's kind of crazy. Like some of these schools I be going to, man, they kind of wild, man.
They definitely wild.
They and they respect is, it ain't, you barely hear kids say yes sir and yes ma'am.
Right,
now,
right.
So you got a problem on your hand. I feel you.
Yeah, our hats off to you. Any teacher in the house, our hats are off to you. You deserve it all. Yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man.
Good evening. My name is Nicole, and I have a question for anyone on the panel can answer. A couple of years ago, my house was shot up twice in the same week for something that had nothing to do with my immediate family, but someone we had living in our house, and everyone was home and no one was shot. And
come on, let's give God praise.
Hallelujah.
There it is.
But my question is, how do you deal with PTSD from that? Because we don't live in the trenches, nothing. And for something traumatic like that to happen, how do you deal with the aftermath of the PTSD from just hearing the gunshots ring through your house? There was a literal bullet that went from the back all the way through the front of my house and did not hit a soul. One went into my daughter's bedroom. How do you deal with the PTSD?
I told you how I deal with it. I asked God to help me with it. I was having nightmares, man. I was going through it for 3 weeks. I mean, and you just gotta ask God to help you with it. You might need to you could talk to somebody and get some help also.
Yeah. Hey, listen, as a culture of people, we got to get past this taboo that we don't go and sit down with people who God has blessed to be able to understand our psyche. When I was growing up as a kid, to have to go to any kind of counseling, they said I was crazy. But I was never crazy. I'm just trying to sort all this stuff out. Just like God bless medical doctors, surgeons, in various forms to understand the anatomy. There are people out there who have been blessed by God and trained to understand our minds. And we have to seek out that help. Listen, we have to do it for us, and we have to do it for our kids. I was just talking to one of my family members the other day, and I asked the question, would you like to go and get some help? And they looked at me and said, absolutely. See, we got to take the negativity off the table. You know, God, listen, God is our refuge. He's our strength. He's our shelter. But how is that? He's a very present help. The very present help, I believe, today for many of us in here today is Boosie and Pastor Donk. God works through people. So I would suggest to you, yes, number one, we know God loves you because nobody got hurt. We already see that. You got it? So you go ahead and give God thanks and give God praise for the safety and the protection, and then tell God, God, lead me to a place where I can go and open my mind up to someone and say, hey, this is what I'm going through. And do that. Don't shy away from that. I believe in God. I'm a man of faith, but I understand that God works in so many different ways. And so I encourage you, you know, as you're praying and loving on God, make sure you do find you some help and find your family some help. And it's not a negative, okay? You understand what I'm saying? Because just like I'm a pastor 30 years, and shucks, I ask my counselor all the time, am I crazy or what? And he know, you good. And so I go get help. You got it? And so that's what you want to do, okay?
The objective is I seen over 300 people shot. What can we do in the city of North Charleston to prevent that?
Prevent what now?
Gun violence in our community. Because, like I said, I'm one of the frontline workers 24 hours on the streets preventing our kids from dying. I'm trying to figure out something quick in a hurry.
So let me help you, because the people that's connected to us, I'm only speaking on facts. Our partners that was shooters, not shooters no more. Right. Like they're business owners. They have changed their life. What we did was we're duplicating ourselves. What you got to do is get somebody like you with the heart like you to get on the front line like you. And even if you get one at a time, one person change a generation. Yeah. Our kids would never stay in the hood no more. Right. Why? Because we done made the step to get out. You can't get all the shooters at one time. But if you can get one, you did a job. Don't look at the whole picture all at one time, but you get somebody that you can pour into their cup and they can become and have the heart and the vision like you, and you save one. Then you just keep repeating the same thing. Before you know it, you're going to see a change. So our partners now, they're thinking like, okay, we sitting down, the conversations ain't like, how can we go break in the houses, nothing no more. No, the conversation like, man, how can we get on the road and help? How can we open the business? How can we invest? Right. And so the greatest thing that you're doing is you're coming where there's answers. Now you take this and say, you know what? I need to identify who's my help. Who's my help? And one thing about a street person, you can't talk at them.
Yeah.
You got to talk with them.
That's it.
You got to love them. The only reason why people here following us and stuff, because we loving people. We ain't hurting them. We ain't judging them or nothing. Right. But we telling them the real. So I think there's some advice. And let's commend him, y'all, on what he's doing. Yeah. So we commend you, bro.
Hey, let's listen. You all are here because you saw Boosie here. You understand he stands on business. But by now you ought to understand the number one business he stand on is we all have to have God in our lives. So let's not get past that. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to trust God to grant us the wisdom to be able to fight the wars that's fought out here. If God don't help us, I don't care what position we hold, none of us is going to make it. And so if we don't get anything, you got to understand we're sitting on this panel, and all three of us, The reason why I asked him to come in, because I saw the God in his heart some 2 years ago, following him from afar. He stands on the God business. He understands if God doesn't help him, he is not going to make it. So the message today, number one, should be, if I am not pursuing the seed of God in my life, I don't need to leave here today until I make sure I get that seed in my life. Let's make it happen that way. That's where it's at. Come on, sis.
All right, well, my question, actually I got a 2-for-1, but is directed to Boosie. My question is, number one, I want to know what advice you would have for young men coming up, these young teens, as far as peer pressure goes. And then also, I'd like to know, like, if you can define for these young men the difference between being a snitch and not. Because I think sometimes they really confuse the idea of what a snitch really is.
Well, we got to focus on getting these kids out these streets. So a snitch and none of that matters.
That's it.
We lead them wrong with giving them a choice. When you give somebody a choice, you already lead them wrong.
Yeah.
You making them accept being street niggas.
That's it.
So when they bring that up, you turn them whole left.
Yeah.
And say you don't even need to be in that kind of environment to be labeled that.
Right.
Well,
because if you accept them asking you that, you lead them the wrong way.
Right.
Because obviously they out there.
Yeah.
So you got to try to bring them out there on a whole nother path. And I feel like a lot of what's wrong with the kids these days is, and the communities is, the kids ain't got nothing to do. Like the advocate dude, you need to be going to the steps of the city hall and asking them people to fund some programs in these neighborhoods. Because if kids ain't got nothing to do, they going to the streets. Like we had Jimmy Swagger, we had all kind of stuff. People pick you up at Quest clubs. Kids don't have nothing to do no more. So that lead them to the streets, you know. And that's the question I wanted for the advocate dude with the kids. We gotta go try to get some funding for these kids to have something to do and be occupied.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
I just wanted to give a little context to that, though. I wasn't saying in terms of the kids that are actually in the streets per se, but I'm talking about like the ones that may perhaps be being bullied and they want to speak out and talk about what they're dealing with and what they're experiencing. And when they can't and they don't have that, they're called a snitch. I'm trying to get them to understand, to be able to decipher the difference, because sometimes they don't understand that, and I want them to be able to speak for themselves.
Snitching don't go for people who ain't in the streets.
Well, I mean, I know that.
If you hit my auntie, you hear what they gonna tell on you. And it ain't labor no snitch if you ain't in those streets.
I understand.
If you doing crime and you harming people and you taking lives, that's what makes you a snitch, because you double dipping. But if you a 9-to-5 worker, nobody supposed to harm you no way. And that's how I feel about it.
That's good, boo.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is Vare, and, you know, I just got a question for Boosie, and it's just, what's something you did mentally, you know, when you started your career, or even as you started further in your career, what's something you did mentally to help, like, block out all those haters who saying, no, Boosie, you can't do it?
It gave me motivation. I had so many people didn't think I was going to make it out South Baton Rouge. You know, I'm from a spot where 6 or 7 of my aunties stay on 4, 5 streets. Some in the project, 2 on this street, 3 on this street, 2 on this street. So that gave me motivation to where I want to get me a big house.
Right.
I ain't going to, this looking like a family, curse. There ain't nobody making it off these streets. So that always motivated me. So anybody who telling you can't make it, you got to use that as motivation. When you want to quit, when you feel like quit, you got to say, I'm finna show them. So you got to use that negative and turn it into a positive, bro.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
That's good stuff right there. So what you saying, Boo, is you've always looked at the deficit and always envisioned how it was gonna be better.
I used that. That was my tool my whole life, bro.
Yeah.
My mama said I couldn't make it. Yeah. The girl who ain't won't talk to me when I didn't have it. Mm-hmm. That was motivation to when I get it, she gonna want to talk to me.
She wanna talk to you now, yeah.
Now I'ma diss her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I took everything that people said I wasn't gonna be, and that was always my motivation. You know, I used to always think about that with even my teachers at school. Like, even my teachers, one time a teacher came back in the back of the classroom and threw my rap away. She caught me writing a rap and she threw it away in English folk. And that always was in my head that once I make it, she wasn't gonna be able to throw my raps away.
Right.
So I always use people down talking me. I use that as motivation. A lot of people lose self-esteem with that, but I used it for my fire.
Ooh, that's good. I love it. Y'all catch that. Last one.
Okay, for the pastors, do you feel like when you first started pastoring that you had to change your image for people to listen to you? Because I feel like I want to pastor, but, you know, I got my color hair, my piercings, and I'm feeling like I don't feel like nobody gonna listen to me. I don't know if I want that responsibility of changing who I am completely to say what I have to say for people to listen or make an impact on them.
When I started pastoring, I understood I had to change my heart.
Okay.
See, before I started, by this time I had done everything I thought I was big and bad enough to do. So, you know, but the reality of it is, in any assignment that God calls you to, if you work on your heart first, your outward image will change. Okay. You don't really have to. We spend a lot of money trying to make ourselves look and be a part, but again, it's in the heart. Again, we're going to stay on this right here. The thing that caught me about this brother right here and this man of God right here was their heart. I don't look at all that other stuff. I don't see what other people see. If I'm going to live for God, I got to look out of the lens of God. And remember, God judges the inward. It's man that judges the outward. So if you feel that that's where God has you, you go to work on your heart. Work on what's in your heart. And I promise you, your image will line up with the assignment that God has for you.
Thank you.